Yeah, if you can believe it, the worst start for the US dollar in 50 years. Wow. And we've been a bit of a benefactor of that. The Canadian dollar has gone up a little bit versus the US dollar, not nearly as much as other currencies, and we'll show that in a moment. And I think it's because Canadian dollar is weak as well. Obviously, we're having problems with GDP or growth in our country. We're having issues, obviously, with the tariffs, all the different tariffs that have been put on a lot of the goods that we send, a lot of the things we pull out of the ground and send to the United States. So our economy is slowing. Our debt levels are rising because our governments are trying to help people stay in their jobs and spending more money to keep people employed, even though that doesn't increase growth for the country. Keeping people employed hopefully allows them to be able to pay the bills and maintain their standard of living. But US dollar has been falling a lot more versus the rest of the world. And again, a lot of it has to do with the increased debt that the US has taken on. Let's show our first chart here. As I mentioned, major currencies of the world. And you can see the orange, which would be the Swedish krona, the Swedish crown. It is the best performance. And again, versus the US, which is at the bottom there, negative 9.47%. The Swedish crown, 16.74%. Canada, are we there? No, but we have our dollar. Yes, it is in blue, and that is doing better as well. The yen, the euro, all the major currencies around the world above the zero or the flat line mark, whereas the US dollar is definitely struggling. Our next chart here shows the US dollar. We call it the US dollar, the Dixie, year to date. Wow, we can see that the dollar has definitely retreated this year, a tiny bit higher towards the end of that chart. We've seen the dollar stabilize recently, and that's probably what that is showing. But make no mistake about it. In 2025, our dollar has, the US dollar has taken it on the chin. Our dollar as well. You know, our dollar is going lower versus the European, the different countries, the euro, the UK, the pound, Asian currencies as well. So our Canadian dollar is not faring as badly as the US, but not doing that great either. Our next chart, US dollar has suffered its worst first half of the year since 1973. There it is there. And that's why we say in about 50 years. And you can see the chart not doing so well. The bottom of the right-hand side of that chart is definitely falling. So we need to keep an eye on the US dollar. One of the main reasons why gold has done as well as it has, when the US dollar is losing its value around the world, gold is something that benefits. Gold is priced in US dollars. Oil benefits a little bit, priced in US dollars. US businesses, US international businesses benefit because when they do business in other countries and they repatriate those dollars, bring back those dollars back to the US, they get a bit of a surge because the US dollar has fallen as well. So I know President Trump talks about a strong dollar. Treasury Besant talks about a strong dollar. But I have to believe that a weak dollar at this time probably goes a long way for business in the US, especially the multinationals. And I would not be surprised to see the US dollar stay relatively weak, but then surge if we can get some trade deals down the road. I think those will be crucial once we get some stability with trade, once the economy starts to surge forward. If we can get by these trade negotiations, these tariffs, I think you could actually see a stronger dollar in the latter half of the back half of this year, stronger US dollar. And what would that mean for our dollar here? Well, I think you could see a slight pullback. I don't anticipate a major pullback, but a slight pullback nonetheless. So let's keep an eye on the US dollar and let's see what the effects are going forward on the US and North American economies.